Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you never miss any of these Cardano updates. Also, if you have been here for a while or you're new, please consider giving the video a like, leave a comment, share it out there. All of that really helps get this Cardano information out there. So today I'm looking at the SundaeSwap and CardStarter partnership. These are two fairly big projects that are looking to build on top of Cardano. I'll give you my opinion on what I think it means and why I think this is an important step for SundaeSwap. So if we go over to the side here, this is the announcement. First off, for anyone who hasn't heard of either of these projects, CardStarter is an IDO platform. They also have an accelerator. So essentially what they do is they help projects raise funds, get to market, projects that are looking to build on top of Cardano. Currently, they run through Ethereum, but once we have smart contracts in September, they will be porting over to Cardano as well. And then SundaeSwap is one of the projects that are building a DEX for Cardano. And when you look out there in the market, if we look at building on Cardano here, you can see that currently there are 8 projects that have registered on the site that have listed themselves as a DEX or that they have DEX functionality. And I have seen other projects out there as well. So hopefully we get all projects over time to list. So for videos like this, it's easy for people to compare the different projects that are out there. But essentially, what I see happening in the market anyway is that there will become one dominant DEX. Right now, I don't know which DEX that is going to be. When you think of Binance, then for me anyway, PancakeSwap comes to mind as the dominant DEX, or Ethereum, you think of Uniswap. They're the places that I would personally go if I was looking for a DEX on them networks. There are other DEXs out there, and there are others that have different functionality that isn't just the core swap functionality, and I think other DEXs will be successful, but for the general straightforward swapping of assets, then one DEX is probably going to become dominant. And there's lots of different elements that is going to lead to that, to lead to the one anyway that I would see as becoming the most popular. Right now, SundaeSwap has a big head start on that. They were the first project that I seen talking about running an ISO. When I seen them talking about that first and I looked into what they had at the time, they really didn't have a lot at the time. They got a lot of following over on social media and a lot of people were interested in it due to the ISO model. But when you dug into it, they didn't have tokenomics, they didn't have white papers, the team wasn't public, and at the last minute they decided to delay the ISO. And I think that is probably the one decision that could lead to them being one of the top, if not the top DEX. And the reason for that is because when I look at them now, I have spoke to the team, and Pi is going to be coming on the channel to talk about the ISO. Yes, the ISO is still happening. I know there was a bit of confusion when there was the link with CardStarter that mightn't happen, but the ISO is still going to happen, and we will talk about that later. But right now, when I look at the team, I look at what they have now, the white paper, the different videos that are coming out. I've seen Pi over on Hashoshi's channel talking from a tech side as well, and that interview, if you haven't seen it, if you're interested in SundaeSwap, that is definitely worth watching. I really enjoyed that interview and it gave me a lot more confidence in what they are doing as well. But when you go through it now, you can see they have their white paper, they have their team all public, all posted up here as well, which is great to see. This is Pi here, who will be coming on to talk about what they're doing and a little bit about the ISO as well. So that's the two projects there. Let's look at what the announcement is or what the partnership is. When you go down through it, essentially, CardStarter were going to have their own DEX. They were going to build their own DEX, and then any projects that go through the IDO were going to run through their own DEX. They would feed, because what CardStarter do is they keep some of the tokens. What they get from the IDOs, they keep the tokens, and then they would be able to provide liquidity on their own DEX. But essentially what they are going to be doing now is they will be putting all of that liquidity onto the SundaeSwap DEX. And for anyone who's not sure what liquidity is or what the trading volume is in that sense, is when you go onto a DEX, you need someone on the opposite side of the trade in order to make your trade. Because if there is not enough of people buying on the support side or enough of people selling on the resistance, then what's going to happen is one or two trades can send the price absolutely crazy. So if a DEX doesn't have the liquidity there to support the trading, then what's going to happen is if someone puts in a trade, they get bad prices, they're going to blame it on the DEX, they're going to say, oh, something was wrong with the DEX, and when in reality, the DEX could be perfect. It could have absolutely brilliant technology, could have great security, everything running right, but if they don't have that liquidity there to back it up, then it's going to cause problems for the end users. So for SundaeSwap, this is really going to help out. It's going to help out with the CardStarter projects anyway. And what this is going to do is it will be a snowball effect. If they start to become dominant, then this is the one that other projects will go to when they want to provide liquidity for their own projects or when they want trading to start as well. So that's essentially what the partnership is going to mean. I don't know exactly what CardStarter are going to get from this just yet, but I may get CardStarter on the channel as well to have a chat about what they're doing in general, and also we could look at why they decided to go with this partnership and what it means for them. This is one aspect of a DEX being successful. Another one is the technology. So look, building on top of Cardano, there are some complexities compared to building on top of other blockchains, like Ethereum has an account-based model. With Cardano, we have the UTXO model. So there are lots of little complexities there in order to how you're going to handle transactions. So the technology that you build for your DEX, the throughput that you're going to have, the speed of execution, all of that is going to count as well. So the tech is one part. The marketing is going to be another part. Again, attracting liquidity to the DEX. So marketing and liquidity kind of go hand in hand because you need to attract other people to the DEX in order to have the volume there for people to be able to trade freely on the DEX. We do see over in Ethereum, there are protocols as well that can be used to share liquidity across DEXs. So I would expect something like that in the future. And when you have things like that, then you can have DEX, you can have multiple DEXs basically on the top level, and then you have protocols underneath that are sharing the liquidity across platforms. So all of that will come in time. For me, this is a good step for SundaeSwap, and when I have Pi on the channel, we will dig deeper into this, talk a little bit about what it all means, and talking about what their path is going forward. Look, I'm not saying that they will be the winner. I'm saying that right now they do have a good foothold. I am also watching some other projects out there, some other DEXs. There is lots of possibilities out there, and to see all of these projects building, to me, it's a good thing because what they do is they all push each other. They all push each other to put the best possible product forward for us, the end users in the ecosystem. So if you have questions for SundaeSwap, leave them down below. I will try and put them to Pi when I have him on. Again, if there's anything I can answer, let me know. Thanks for watching. Please do give the video a like. If you got value, share it out there if you think others can benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.